The events of the last few days have been heartbreaking, a tragic set of circumstances. And while we don't know everything that happened, my heart truly goes out to the families of everyone involved. Being a police officer is probably one of the most difficult jobs. Calling 911 is also one of the most difficult things to do. There really has been a lot of turmoil in this wonderful city of Minneapolis, but I think that it's important to think about ways that we can make 911 calls safer. When you call 911, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you are calling the right location. So you want to make sure that you give them the address, make sure it's the city where you are currently. When you call 911 on your cell phone, they should connect you to the right place, but you want to make sure that it's the right city or town. You also want to give them your address and your name. And my strong suggestion is to ask them if they can stay on the line with you until the police officers get to your location. Now, this may not always be possible in a big city, but I would actually recommend to larger cities that you think about how you might be able to reconnect with the caller as the officers approach, because that first meeting between the person who's dialed 911 and the police officer is so important. If you're in a smaller community, sometimes you can stay on the line with 911 until they get there, and I encourage you to ask that question. Now, the other thing that I would suggest is that you lock yourself in the room where you are. You don't turn on any additional lights. You also want to put on clothes that are in bright colors. You don't want to wear something dark or black where you might be mistaken for an intruder. So put on those super bright turquoise pink colors so that they know that you are not an intruder. You want to make sure that you are as calm, cool, and collected as you can be. Now, anytime you dial 911, you're typically nervous. So you may need to lie down on a sofa or even the bed and just wait until you know it's safe to go to the front door. But what you want to do is wait, because the police officers who arrive typically are going to use their flashlights and they're going to look all around your house before they come to the front door. If you're still on the line with 911, they can actually correspond with the police officers via text messages or emails. And then the 911 expert can let you know when it's safe to go to the front door. And when you get to the front door, the police officers will typically not be standing right close to the door. They'll be, several feet away in case it's the intruder. So make sure that you immediately say that you are the person who dialed 911 and say your name. I am very knowledgeable about guns. I have shot skeet, I have hunted, I've been bird shooting. Given that there have been reports that there were firecrackers and a loud noise that startled the cop, it is possible that he thought that this was a threat to his partner's life. Instinctively, as an alpha male, protecting his police officer partner, this is a real possibility. Whether you're around a police officer or anyone else, you need to be extra careful around guns. He actually had a degree in business and economics from college in Minnesota, and he had held a couple of other good jobs. From what I read, he viewed being a police officer as a personal and professional calling. There had been a history of other things on his record. He was not the only police officer that was singled out. There were actually 2 women on that same assignment that were singled out. And I think we all have to remain open-minded until we get all the facts. But in the meantime, what you can do is to make sure that if you dial 911, that you implement some new safety tips and procedures. You can subscribe at Career Expert on YouTube. Watch for my tweets at Exec Career Coach on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching.